Hey Dad, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Good morning, friends. We are looking at the futures, and S&P 500 futures are down 1.31%. Nasdaq futures are down 1.60%, and the dollar index has it actually dropped more than 60% earlier during the pre-market hours, but now it is recovering, so that's a good sign. So let us see where we are today. This all comes in the back of the Greenland fiasco, based on which Trump also threatened to impose more tariffs on European countries that support Greenland. So that stalemate continues to happen. So we are piling up more and more risk, geopolitical, economic, and everything, one on top of the other. And we are come to a stage where we have even forgotten a lot of huge risks that would have been center stage in a normal market. We are a risk sandwich right now. So anything can happen anytime. So the question is this going to be the time when most of the investors continue to believe in taco and start buying the dip? That's what seems to be happening, because pre-market we are dropped significantly. Now investors are all buying back. So they are expecting a taco from Trump. And if the taco happens, they would be right and they would make good money. If the taco is wrong, then they're set to lose. I have not put any money into the pre-market because I don't know what's going to happen this time around. It seems too deep for any corrections, but who knows? So if you look at the S&P 500 futures out here, you have this line of resistance, which is going to be a resistance for today at 6,931.75. We opened below it and we went down all the way up to 6,849, breaking the support of 6,861. And then we have bounced back now. So if you look at the 1 minute, let us say 2 minute chart, you would see there would be a line up here somewhere where we have recovered. I don't think my chart is showing that right now, so I'll promptly go to the regular screen so that we don't avoid wasting any time on that. So anyway, suffice to say, our support for today is 6,858.75. Resistance is going to be 6,929.50. Likewise for Nasdaq, if you look at this diagonal line of resistance is going to perform the role of a resistance today for Nasdaq futures at 25,524.50. We started low at around 25,476, went all the way down to 25,102.75, and now we have retraced back. This is the taco expectations out here, which is being shown very strongly. So I expect that Trump may probably come back saying that he didn't mean what he said, or that there are talks going on and it's going well, and we need not worry, or something like that. And then the whole market can then come back and test the resistance at 25,519. What we don't want to happen is for this diagonal line of resistance to be confirmed by closing below 25,097.50. Look at the dollar index. It dropped significantly. It has dropped almost 0.6% when I checked it this morning, and it is now starting to improve. The taco effect is seen here also. Expectation of taco. Maybe it's already happened. I have not seen the news. If any of you have seen the news, just put it in the comment, and we'll take it from there. Wix is elevated. It's up 4.4%. Earlier in the day, it was at 20.68. Now it has come down. We opened at 19.96, went up to 20.73, dipped all the way down to 19.38, and we are back up again to 19.71. So Wix is definitely elevated, and it has gone above the 18. It's dangerously close to the 20% mark, 20 mark. And then let's look at gold, which actually shows that we have breached even the long-term diagonal line of resistance. And if we confirm above that today, by closing above 4,735.28 tomorrow, then I think we would have confirmed this diagonal line of resistance as a diagonal line of support. So for right now, I'm going to leave it as it is. This shows that globally, there is a whole lot of concern about how US is behaving, and the geopolitical risks have staked up, especially for Europe, because on one end, they are fighting with Ukraine. And Scott Bessent during the weekend had vaguely hinted that US may withdraw from the Ukraine support. And then Europe will have to face both US as well as Russia. and try to support Ukraine and also defend itself. So that was the implication. So you can see all of that reflected in gold going up 2.77%. Put call ratio mildly bullish. And if you look at the 10-year yield, you can see that it's spiked up significantly. And we have a target of 4.415 based on the reverse head and shoulder pattern. And I think we are moving towards that. And Japanese 10-year bonds have also gone up. Now, forget the yen unwind trade and carry trade and all that stuff. When bonds give high returns, money is sucked out of the stock market and put into the bonds for risk-free return. And if the yields start falling, at that time, these risk-free returns start looking much better. So, because the bond face value will go up. That's the way it is generally dealt with. So all these yields going up is not great news for the stock market. USD JPY is moving on the opposite direction. I would say I would remove this comment out here, and I would think this is a bull flag that is coming up out here. So Japanese yen probably is going to be weaker than the US, despite US dollar going weaker. So one of the bad side effects for us is that in Canada, we are kind of correlated with the US 5-year. And so as US 5-year goes up, it kind of pushes the Canadian 5-year up. And Canadian 5-year is linked with our mortgages. So it's not good for the housing market. And it's not good for the Canadian inflation. We got a relief in our inflation, mainly because of reduction of mortgage costs. But if this keeps on moving upward, then that's going to be impacted. So we have to watch that very closely in Canada out here. Let's go on and have a look at AI. Oh, before I go to AI, I just want to give a blanket statement. Everything in genomics is in red today. I've already checked that. So we're not going to talk about genomics. We'll talk about few of the shares because the volatility is very high. There is no way anyone can predict anything with certainty. We're just taking stock of what's happening out here. NVDA is down 2.24% in pre-market trades. Our support of 183.25 has now become a resistance. It's at 183.17. That is a resistance for today. And support for today could be at 176.97. Meta is down 2.10% in pre-market trades, and we will get support at around 598.21. Google is down 2.70% in pre-market trades. We should get support at 314.39. Amazon is down 2.39% in pre-market trades. We should get some support at 232.13. Apple is down 1.18 in pre-market trades. Here, I think I have made a mistake in reading the chart pattern. So I'm going to reverse this chart pattern. I'm going to make an adjustment out here. And I would say that our chart should have looked like this. This should have been our chart. This should have been the neckline. I made a horrible mistake out there. And our targets, based on this reverse head and shoulder, would have to be 250.70. I think we're heading towards 250.70. Apologize for this mistake, but it does happen from time to time. There's a head and shoulder pattern that we are looking at. Microsoft is down 1.58%. It has now broken down below the parallel channel. And if it confirms below the parallel channel, we are in big trouble. The resistance for today is going to be at 455.21, and the support for today is going to be at 439.09. Tesla is down 2.33%. Tesla could get impacted in a way with European tariffs if Europe did a counter tariff on US, which they are calling as the trade bazooka. But at the same time, this trade bazooka is a slow moving python because it will take almost a year for European Union to implement it with that cumbersome bureaucratic process. So it's a non-threat as such. But the advantage for Tesla, which is not seen in the market, is that they are going to put a special Model Y for China to take advantage of the tariff cut on EVs exported from China to Canada. But then the limit is 59,000 vehicles, and I don't think China would want China to export all those 59,000 units. They would do something or the other. So this is a space that we need to watch to see what is happening. And let us look at Oracle. Oracle is down 1.90% in pre-market trades. It will get support today at around, I would say, 185.50. Then we have AMD, which is down 2.18% in pre-market trades. It has support at 220.40. SLCI is down 3.95%, but still it will get support today somewhere around 31.35. This prevents it from confirming the support of this diagonal line of support from yesterday or from Friday, because on Friday we shot up significantly and converted a resistance into a support, but now we are falling back into it, and the chances of falling through is higher than bouncing back because it's not a confirmed support at this point of time. Broadcom is down 2.26% in pre-market trades, but today we will get support at around 342.25. Right now we are at 343.77. Next, let us look at Palantir. Palantir is down 2.28% in pre-market trade. We'll get handsome support at around 162.37. SMH is down 1.77%. It has fallen below this diagonal line of resistance. So the resistance for today is going to be at around 395.78. Right now we are at 393.30, and we should get some support somewhere around let me do this here, 392.17. Next, let's look at Tempus AI, which is down 3.74%, and that's very bad for me because I had doubled down on Tempus AI. So I'm going to watch and see what happens out here. Maybe I'll have to book a loss out here. APLD is down 5.19%, and it can get support at around 33.07. Celsius Holding, a video that I made during the weekend, it's not aging very well. We have a drop of 0.70% on Celsius Holding, and we are back below the diagonal line of resistance. The resistance for today is 54.23. Right now we are at 54.01. MACD bullish, momentum bullish, and we have a bullish market sentiment. I think this effect of the Greenland tariff thing, we'll have to see how this plays out when the market opens. Otherwise, the chart is looking pretty strong to me. Then let us go on and look at currencies. The Bitcoin USD pair is looking very interesting. It will get support today at around 90,437.36, and it's going to get resistance at 91,790. I'm going to mark that as a resistance. So it's a regression out here, and if it falls below this support, then I think it has a long way to go down. We'll watch and see what happens when the market opens. Bitcoin is generally correlated with the stock market. If the stock market goes down, I don't see how Bitcoin will go up. And we are also seeing gold cornering a lot more money. One of the effects out there, I think, is that many banks have downloaded the US Treasury and they have gotten into gold. So a lot of gold is locked up, not enough gold is available. Silver also has been bought to a good extent by the Indian Reserve Bank, if I'm not mistaken. And physical silver is hard to come by. That's what I hear. So both of these are going through a situation where everybody wants it, but it's not available. So that attracts more money. So in this kind of a situation, Bitcoin, which is just a cryptocurrency and nothing else, may find it difficult to attract money, but we'll learn new lessons. Let us see what happens when the market opens. MSTR is down 5.31% in pre-market trades. And we are going to have support, which is going to be at 167.54 and then at 164.60. These are the two supports that we are going to have today. And the chances of us breaking through this support is also pretty high. So we'll watch what happens. Canadian dollar and euro is something that I'm watching because I wanted to move some more money from the US side to the Canadian side. But I think I missed the boat. Even now, it's not too late because if you look at the daily chart pattern, and if you were to draw a line out here and look at this as a head and shoulder pattern, then what you have is so if we break down today, from the neckline, we have a target of 0.611 for CAD EUR. So this is another thing to look at. Let us look at Canadian dollar and USD. So we have got USD CAD. So when you look at the USD CAD chart, the higher it goes, that means you get more Canadian dollar for the US, which means US is getting stronger. The lower it goes, it means Canadian dollar is getting stronger because you get lesser and lesser Canadian dollars for every US dollar. So right now we are seeing the Canadian dollar strengthening against the US dollar, but there are no firm patterns out here like we found in Canadian dollar euro combo. So out here we get less and less euros for the Canadian dollar. That's weakening out there. So friends, that's all I got for today, and I'll catch up with you again in the next one. Wishing you all very good luck in today's session. Bye for now.